Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the United... No, that's football. It's because I didn't do United Stand Evening Show. That's why. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and this is your UEFA Conference League final watch-along between Real Betis and Chelsea. Why are you doing this? You hate the Conference League. I do, but I haven't got much else to do tonight, so I was going to be watching the game anyway. Can't really sell it to Mrs. Goldbridge, so I thought I'll do a watch-along. And also, it's Anthony. So I think it just adds a little bit to the game, doesn't it? We're sponsored by Turtle Beach. I'll talk about that in a moment. But it is the Conference League final. It is a game between Real Betis and Chelsea, as I've said. I believe, I don't want to come across as thick here, but I believe that this is the manager of Betis is Pellegrini, I think. Don't know many of their players, to be honest with you, but certainly this is Anthony playing on the on the right wing for them. Obviously, Chelsea firm favourites to win this tonight. Jorgensen, Gusto, Chalobah, Badiashile, Cucurella, Fernandes, Casido, Palmer, Neto, Madueke and Jackson. Jadon Sancho only good enough for the bench, so that's how they're lining up. But look, I think that they had a good season, did. Isco obviously plays for Betis as well, captain. Just looking at their team. Bakambu, Anthony, Isco, Cardosa, Fornells, Bartra. Yeah. Adrian, is that the one who used to play for Liverpool or West Ham? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really know. Anyway, why didn't you do a United Stand show? Well, that story's a good story. I'll tell you that in a moment or two. But Chelsea Ben Jacobs, Chelsea are closing in on a move for Liam Delap after positive talks. Man United's lack of European football has weakened their position. Newcastle and Everton have held talks, but Delap is now leaning towards Chelsea. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because it's got Alex Crook in it, and he doesn't. I just don't think he knows anything about transfers based on what he said numerous times over the last 12 months. So I don't believe it. But if it happens, it happens. We'll have to deal with it. To be honest with you, because Chelsea are trying to get Ekitike, Gyökeres, and Sesko. I don't believe it. Man United needs a player like Luka Modric. Oh, also, has anybody seen that? I got sent this today. So the Sun, I mean, this is basically height of the Sun Football tweeted this afternoon. Mark Goldbridge broken as he's convinced his wife is having an affair as he breaks down on stream. Oh my god! I mean, it's just so cringe. It was a bloody joke. It's just so cringe. This is genuine. The Sun Football at 3:20 today. Mark Goldbridge broken as he's convinced his wife is having an affair as he breaks down on stream. Sarcasm doesn't travel well, does it? Awful journalism. Absolutely awful. It's laughable, really. I tell you what, I'm liking this stadium. I'm liking the atmosphere. We're in Poland, aren't we? It looks good. It looks really modern. It looks really good. It looks like it's got a really good atmosphere. I'm all for it. It looks brilliant, to be honest with you. So big shout out for that. I'll tell you what else we're going to give you a shout out for. The new. If I ever bring gaming with Goldbridge back. Gaming. I didn't say gay men with Goldbridge. I said gaming. If I ever bring gaming with Goldbridge back. The people in the chat are ridiculous. This is what I will be wearing. I mean, I can't even hear myself speak now. So this is today's show sponsored by Turtle Beach. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the video description. The legends behind some of the best gaming gear out there. Seb's been wearing this, playing something he's not meant to be playing, GTA 5. Remember the feeling? I just don't turn the sound on. Yeah, he just drive around. He's not allowed any weapons, and he's certainly not allowed the sound on. Anyway, remember the feeling of booting up your favourite game for the first time? Those late night sessions, the buzz of mates joining in, and the moments that made gaming more than just a hobby? Full-on experience. Well, let me tell you about the Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max. The moment I took them out of the box and powered them on, the sound hit me. I can't even hear myself speak at the moment. They're so good. Deep, clear, detailed. Not just loud, but sharp. Proper surround feel that pulls you right into the game. Compared to my old set, it's a total upgrade. The audio quality is top tier and the feature set is seriously impressive. Comfort-wise, it's like having a couple of pillows around you, soft, breathable foam cushions, and if you wear glasses like me, there's literally no pinch at all, nothing. Battery life, because it's cableless, an insane 80 hours. I haven't thought about charging it since I unboxed it. No mid-game shutdowns, no panic, just plug in when you want. The tech, clever as anything. The cross-play dual wireless transmitter lets you switch between console and PC with one button, no fuss. Plus, while you're gaming, you can connect to your phone to stream music or take calls simultaneously. It handles both seamlessly. Bottom line, Turtle Beach have absolutely nailed it. The Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max is for gamers who want power, precision, and zero compromise. And the best bit, that's football viewers, you get 10% off at Turtle Beach with the code Goldbridge. The link is in the description. You can scan the QR code. So head to turtlebeach.com and use the code Goldbridge for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order at turtlebeach.com with promo code Goldbridge and get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. Big thanks to Turtle Beach for sponsoring today's show. Sorry for getting my words mixed up a little bit there, because when you've got them on, I can't hear anything. So I can't hear my voice that well. So they're brilliant. Check them out. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. I can hear myself now. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much to Turtle Beach. If you're into your old gaming and stuff. Owen says Betis have a real shot here. Maresca screwed up the team selection. Colwell and James are their best defenders, are fit and aren't starting, says Owen. What are your thoughts on this game? Let's run a little bit of a poll here. Who wins? Betis, Chelsea. Votes away. That was a quick flight from Malaysia, Mark, says Jack. Betis have a real shot here. We've done that. Did you see ESPN use the clip from the United stand when you were talking about Anthony, says Mr. Rock Simon? People just don't ask anymore. Those days are gone. There's just no asking about anything. People just take it. I don't even know what I said. What do you think about Akinfenwa regen David Kubel? He is strong, physical and technically good. Search him up, says Faisal. Word of the day, prudent. Also, where is Carlos, says Jide. The Swedish Discovery Plus reportage used your clip when talking about how Anthony turned his career around. Another one. Where is this clip? I would like to use it. Love United, hate the ops. Will your owners put all the money you get from players in the transfer budget, or will they spread it for things like debt and for the new stadium, says Matthew Lunn? Yeah, they'll probably pocket it themselves, mate, to be honest with you. Please share the video, by the way. Let's see if we can get a good 10,000 watching tonight. We'll probably have more people watching here than there is watching the final, because it is the Europa Conference League final. But let's go. What do you think about Man United earlier? God, what's the point? That looks like a vase. Put some flowers. Oh, no, it's the Conference Cup. I thought it was a vase. I thought he was going to put some flowers in it. He's very proud of that vase. It looks like something I used to do at school, Steelworks. Yeah, not the best trophies. West Ham won it, yeah. Anthony watch. I've got to close this down and start it up again. Slower than anything. So yes, I didn't do a... Terry did the show on the United stand. Some people have said, how come you're doing this, but you didn't do the United stand before it? So I was out tonight, UK time, between 6 and 7:15, because Seb trains on a Wednesday, but it was dads versus lads tonight. So I wanted to go and play. I scored an absolute worldie. I was stood sort of edge of the box sort of thing. No, I say edge of the box because we were using 7-a-side goals, so I was more on the halfway line. And it sort of came to me, controlled it on my knee, and as it came down, caught it perfectly outside of the foot, swerving about a metre high into the bottom corner. It was an absolute banger. Gerrard-esque. Absolutely Gerrard-esque. It was absolutely brilliant. People were going, oh my God. Oh my God. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Kids were crying. The problem was, it was dads versus lads, and they were under 8s. And the goalkeeper, bless him, did dive his best and was still about a metre away. And people were going, oh my God, because it was a little bit like that Michael Owen thing. They're only kids. You weren't meant to do that. And that was the bad thing. I mean, but in my defence, it just sat up perfectly. And I thought, I'm having this. And it went better than I thought it was going to go. It was an absolute screamer against under 8s. It could have took one of the Reds off. In fact, it could have took 2 off. But I just got in the zone and I sort of went, have it. And that wasn't the worst bit. The worst bit was I took my top off, ran around the pitch saying, have it. And I think I'm in trouble for that because you're playing against under 8s. So I'm in a lot of trouble, really. But no, I didn't really take my top off. I apologised. I said I'm really sorry. But if you've been there, I've played the game. If you've been there, and I don't care whether it's under 8s or over 90s. If that ball drops to me that far out and I control it on the knee, I'm hitting it. You know, all or nothing. That's me. Fight it. Don't bite it. Don't fake it. You got to make it. So I absolutely leathered it and went, have it. And then I apologised. But and then in the second half, you think I'd have learnt my lesson, picked it up on my own half, went past about 3 of them. Yes, 8-year-olds. Looked up, halfway line, just dinked it like Cantona. Keeper's only about that big. Jumping like that, right in the top corner. I just stood there and did the Cantona and went. So I'm banned. I'm banned now. Hi, Mark. Please bring back Gaming with Goldbridge, says Walter. Chelsea's going for that. Seb's gone to bed crying. He was crying more about that than last week with United. He won't talk to me. Chelsea going for that Mickey Mouse Tin Pot trophy, says Grav. Have you watched the movie Simple Wimbledon, says Oliver Clark? No. Thank you very much for your super chats here. I was playing like Prime Gaza. I just was, you know. But I got took out a couple of times, though. There was slide tackling. Fair play. Fair play. I would like to bring back Gaming with Goldbridge, but the trouble I have with it is the celebrations on EAFC just give me headaches because of the bloody player cam. It just gives me migraines, so I can't do it. Kids scarred for life. It's a good learning lesson. Like, they'll be able to say, I was there that day when, you know, it's a learning lesson. The last thing, I've said it before, if it's school sports day and somebody finishes last, don't give them a medal. Don't give them a medal. Just basically say, you've got to do better. Well done. That's a life lesson for you, mate. You're not good at everything. Spurs Way says, do Chelsea have the best midfield in Europe? Are you having a laugh? Do Chelsea have the best midfield in Europe? What is this midfield? Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez and Casido. I mean, actually, I'm being a little bit offensive. It's not a bad midfield, but it ain't the best midfield in Europe. You having a bloody laugh? What are PSG doing? Playing golf? What are Liverpool doing? Even Newcastle's midfield's pretty good. I mean, it's not a bad midfield, but it's not the best midfield in Europe. You're playing in the bloody Conference League and you finished 4th. Come on. I think Chelsea with a striker and a goalkeeper will be a very, very good team. But come on, let's get real. I like this stadium, though. It's sort of got ice hockey vibes. It feels like quite small. First season with you. What do you do over the summer to keep us entertained, says Rafferty. Look, check out the stuff from this morning. Daily sort of football news. So, yeah, big summer. Also, I think that we might do a little bit of Club World Cup in the latter stages for the good games. So, yeah. Have you watched the new Mission Impossible, says Mr. Starvish. No, I haven't. And knows anybody else by the sound of it. You can actually count the seats here. It's quite a small stadium, isn't it? You can only win with what you can only win what you're in fact regarding Chelsea, says Jake Jones. You can only win what you're in. Thank you. That was it, Jake. Fun fact, the Asian All-Stars team only trained twice and most of the players don't even speak the same language. Okay, Ravenclaw. Yeah, it was crap today. Let's see if we can beat Hong Kong on Friday. That's the real quiz. That is the real quiz. Have you taken Seb to see the new Stitch film? Really good, just to say sorry. Big popcorn and drink, just to say sorry. Great show, mate, says Tracy Taylor. Thank you very much. Will you be upset if Anthony wins? I'd love Betis to win. Underdogs. I mean, I expect Chelsea to win. I'm with 67% thinks Betis are going to win. I think Chelsea will win. It'd be a real shock if Betis were to win. Manchester United dispatched Sociedad and Bilbao, and Chelsea are a much better team than us. So I think La Liga this year, I mean, look at what Arsenal did to Real Madrid. So I think La Liga's not really, unless it's Barcelona, I'd expect Chelsea to win this, really. Anthony scores 5 goals and wins it, says Dag. Are we getting anything if Madrid buy Alvaro, says Mrs. Stone? I think we get about 5 million, yeah. I'd like to visit Hong Kong, Timothy. I know a few people who've been there, and I would like to visit Hong Kong. What's this? I'm Bowlesy, says Mark. My friend Ben and Mrs. Nicol are planning for their first baby. We are currently considering names. What do you think about Benbridge? Also, Mark, would you be available to host the christening? What do you mean, your friend Ben and Mrs. Nicol? So your friend is having a baby with your missus? I will come to the christening. This is a dynamic I'm massively interested in. Have I read that wrong or what? God, I'm just stretching out a little bit here. So, first 3 minutes. Betis, Chelsea, just feeling each other out. The thing about Chelsea is they don't concede many goals, but they don't score many goals, do they? That's I mean, we played them a couple of weeks ago at Stamford Bridge, and they didn't have Nicholas Jackson that game, but they definitely need a striker. I mean, whether Liam Delap's the right guy for them, I don't think they'll sign Liam Delap. I really don't. Here we go. Betis down the right-hand side. First chance into the box. And it's a good cross. And Anthony gets up, but it's a header way over the bar. I'm looking forward to Pellegrini. Pellegrini always reminds me of someone. I think it's Wurzel Gummidge. Anyone remember Wurzel Gummidge? Look it up. And you'll go, oh yeah, he's right. It's even better than I thought. Oh. I used to like Wurzel Gummidge. He was a scarecrow, basically. You ever seen the start of Jeepers Creepers 2? When he's a scarecrow, that's terrifying, that scene. Here's Cole Palmer. Good bit of play, but it's more of a pass than a shot. Scores. Anthony scores at 62 minutes, says Mikkel. I've just put £5 on Anthony to score first for 60 quid, says Mr. Hickey. My dad's son is having a party at the weekend. Are you available to blow up balloons, says Paddy? So your dad. How would you react if you find out Mrs. Goldbridge is having an affair? Some people are really obsessed about this. We're not going down that road. I don't even know why it even became a thing. If Betis wins, we can demand more for Anthony, says Mrs. Stone. Nice ball. Cross comes in. Betis. Oh! Keeper spilt it, but he's got hold of it. Imagine if the GOAT scores a hat-trick, says TL. Well, it's Chelsea on the attack here with Madueke. Can't understand how he got called up for England, by the way. I think Tuchel just loves Chelsea, doesn't he? We talked about the Ben Jacobs update. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Yamal's just signed... oh, no, that's not. That's quite old news, isn't it? Yamal signed new contract at Barcelona. Would you take Anthony back at United? Nah, not really. I don't think he suits the system, but I'm really pleased that he's gone and done somewhere else. Oh, my God. What a picture. Somebody was saying earlier, the Times were saying that next week Delap's going to make his mind up. I don't know why it's next week. Good tackle. Chelsea wanted a foul. It's a chance to break. Interesting ball. He's got it wide. Take a touch, mate. Well done. Oh, no. Good defending by Gusto. Goal! 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 Betis! Goal! He scored! Number 10! Number 10! Ezal Zudi! Ezal Zuli! I can't pronounce his name. He's the one player I didn't want to score. Eza. Number 10 for Betis. Goal for Betis. What a start! Oh my God! I was reading about climate change. I was actually on X just reading about climate change. I got caught out there. It's not Anthony, but it is Betis. Chelsea haven't started particularly well here. They're losing the ball and allowing... They're not picking up the players. Gusto miles out of position. Lovely finish, to be fair. Puts it in the bottom corner. I think Isco gets the assist. They're just not tight enough. They've not started well here, Chelsea, at all. That's a lovely finish as well. That reminded me against the under-8s. Apart from mine was a volley and better. But it was a clean finish. And that's a lovely goal. You can't deny it. 1-0 to Betis. Perfect for the start as well. Perfect start for the game. Chelsea going to have to switch up now. Oh, I think it's always good to score against Chelsea first as well. Chubby says, what is Frank Spencer's favourite football team? Ooh, Betis. Still desperately hoping for Gyökeres to United, says Moems. Oh, would be great, but I don't think it'll happen. Regardless of the result, so excited for Chelsea to no longer play Thursday evenings in Afghanistan. That's for your lot. Says, no, we're not in it, Annie. Can't even take the piss out of us for that. We're not in it at all. Still desperately hoping for Gyökeres, says Mohams. Hello, Mark. Is there any updates on Osman, says Dominic. No, I've not heard anything. I think he might be going to Saudi. Betis kit is specifically made for the final. Their actual first kit is way better. I don't know why they've done this, says HC. And Anthony Masterclass incoming, says Annie. Do you recommend the Secret Lab chair, says Tom. It served me well. I need to get a new one, actually, but it has served me well. What makes you have faith in Amrim's system, says KH? Because loads of people play that system, and he hasn't had any signings yet. So I think, look, next season's going to be the time to judge. I have to fix the scoreline myself. Thank you. We're not on a automated system tonight. Thank you very much. And I actually will need your help. Oh, I've done it again. Stop being an idiot. That one. Properties. 1. There we go. Oh, no, it's not. I've bloody done it to Chelsea. There were Chelsea fans turning in who were deaf, going, get in. Oh, God. You're not winning. You're not winning. I've just messed up. Oh, God. God, what do I do? They're devastated now. Some people just watch the watch-along and aren't watching the match. Oh, they'll be calling me all sorts now. Oh, God, what have I done? I've just absolutely bantered Chelsea fans who are deaf. Didn't mean to. Oh, please forgive me. There we go. That's the truth. They're on the attack again here. Chelsea are getting caught out. They've got to be careful. Betis don't take any prisoners. They're on the attack again. It's a lovely cross. No, it's not. I apologise I apologise. This is a final, Chelsea fans. I'm really, really sorry for putting 1 next to you. It was a genuine mistake. Look, some Chelsea fans are saying they don't care. I think that's a little bit of a lie. I know getting in the Champions League was more important. I completely agree. But you've done the work. You may as well. Oh, God. Jorgensen makes a save. It could have been 2-0. He was a little bit off his line. They're playing so well, Betis. I'll tell you what, if that had been a little bit higher, that would have been a goal. A goal. Chelsea playing exactly like they have done. Oh, I tell you what, that was like me. That was me. You know what he just did there? About the same range, but I took it on my chest and then bang. Have that, you 8-year-old. Straight into the bottom corner it was. Under 8s against the dads. Football legend. But this is a great start by Betis. Madueke. Maresca wearing a hoodie to Europa League final is a disgrace, says Mikael. I haven't seen Maresca yet. Fun game. You can choose one lick. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're not a hoodie guy, mate. He ain't a hoodie guy. Get a suit on. Yeah, he's not a hoodie guy. Sorry. You look an idiot, mate. It's like me in a cap. If I had a cap, I'd prove it. Have I got a cap? I have. Maresca in a hoodie is, to me, in a cap. Look at this. I'm just not a cap person. That's like Maresca in a hoodie. I actually look better with it back like that. Always have. Look, that I look good like that. Well, I think I do. Maybe a bit like that. Hey, let's go and get a bud. Yeah? Let's go and get a bud and watch some NBL, MLB. Thinking about something else. Major Baseball League, NBL. Yeah. Couple of cores, like. Yeah? My name's Josh. Yeah, my name's Josh. Let's go and watch some NBL and have a couple of cores light. Yeah? I actually do look quite good like that. Yeah, the name's Josh. Put a bit of hair through it. Even better. Yeah, the name's Josh. Is it NBA? MLB? I don't know. What is Major League Baseball? Is it Major League Baseball? NBL? MLB? MLB, that's it. Yes. You look like Thomas Tuchel in a cap. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel is not a cap person, but he thinks he is. Yeah. Yeah, don't look good. I'm offended, says Josh. How do you... I don't know what that is. The most clippable man on YouTube says 1080p. We like to have a bit of fun. You look like Thomas Tuchel in a cap, says Nigel. Looks like you're trying to sell me a Rizzler, says Salmon. How... Mark, can you do the Anthony Angry substitution face? I can't remember what it is, Acton. Connor says, I would take Anthony back next season. I've already answered that. I wouldn't, because I don't think he suits the system. I've got to say, Shreeman, terrible. Terrible. That's a really bad. Like, he's trying to get me to say two words together that are rude, and he's come up with Wayne, and the second name is King. Terrible. Rubbish. Mark always takes it on the chest as 1080p. What is your opinion of teams using data analytics for your recruitment? And like anything, Constantine, it should be used in proportion. The eye test is still really good. 1080p says someone should clip Mark mocking lip breeding. Why? Whoa. Sorry, I'm sorry. I thought I'd missed a goal. Betis almost scored. Still 1-0. Damn it. No, I had to go because the dog got out. So I had to run and I just heard it outside. So I had to go and get the dog. This should have been over. Were you on Carlos watch? Good one. Yeah, Constantine, I think data analytics are good, but the eye test is still very important as well. Chelsea are in trouble here. They're in trouble. They're getting a bit found out. I find that impersonation really problematic, says Timothy. Josh Bridge, if you know, you know. How do you... I don't know what that's all about, Swish. Thoughts on Neville being banned by Forest? Old news, tapping merchant, really. Who was that hip 20-year-old who just appeared on the screen, says Robbo. And Bryce Jones says, Coors Light is known as Rocky Mountain Dadwater, where I come from. What's the best lager you can get in the United States, then? If I was in a bar in the States and I walked in, what would I order as a beer? If I said, can I have a Bud, would that be like really 90s? Lots of love for Esco in the chat. Irish Ryan says the glasses and t-shirt combo has you looking like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. He doesn't wear glasses in that. It's a great final. Yeah, Chelsea are struggling here. I've watched a lot of Chelsea, and I think any Chelsea fan would admit if you concede first, it can become problematic because your real strength is your midfield and your defence, and then the moments of people like Neto and Cole Palmer. But you're not really a team that scores loads of goals. So this is why you need to bring a bloody striker in, really. Duff Beer, is that a real thing? Nah, that's Simpsons. Are you going to do a watch-along for England in June for Soccer Aid? I'm not bloody... Soccer Aid, apart from... Look, I know it's for charity, so what I'm about to say is going to sound bad, but Soccer Aid can do one. I don't know why I've never been asked. It just pisses me off, so I'll never do a watch-along for Soccer Aid. I don't watch it. It's banned in my house. It's like Gary Neville at Forest, Soccer Aid. It's banned. Mark's a new member of Limp Bizkit. Drives me mad. Oh, somebody said I look like a lead singer of an American band. I can't remember what it's called. There's a lead singer of an American band that apparently I look like. Can't remember what it's called. I like Coors, says Shane. Don't be a beer snob, mate. You know what you like. We just have about every beer as far as beers goes. Best for unique beers would be to go to a brewery, says Stuart Walker. JM makes a great point here. Got the bloody advertising the Community Shield already. Liverpool against Crystal Palace on the 10th of August. Man United could have been playing in the bloody Super Cup, by the way. Spurs are playing in the Super Cup. Let that settle in. Spurs are going to play PSG or Inter. So if PSG win the Champions League, Spurs are going to get an absolute battering their very first game of the season. Could have been United. Thank you, Spurs. Anyway, JM makes a great point. He says, it drives me mad how Chelsea are literally a world-class goalkeeper and a strike away from being the top side. Just do it and stop trying to be Brighton. JM, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it. We've spoken about it so many times over the last 2.5 years. How can a club spend £1.5 billion and not buy a striker? It's really weird. You know, it's literally like ordering a load of food and not having a plate. Could have been 2-0 there. Cucurella gets rid of it. Mark, did you hear the news? Because of United losing today, Sir Jim Radcliffe has fired the mice at Old Trafford. My club keeps going down the drain, says OTG. Goldio says, rank these pub classics. Bangers and mash, fish and chips, pie, roast dinner and donut smoothie. I've never had a donut smoothie. I don't like bangers and mash. Fish and chips. I'd say roast dinner first, pie second, fish and chips third, bangers and mash last. Yusuf says, Isco's passing skills are way better than Bruno's. Yeah, but Isco, what a player, says Bronzy. I think the thing about Isco is he's more of an Odegaard number 10, isn't he? Like he enjoys being magnetic. He enjoys getting the ball and passing the ball. So, 25 minutes gone. Betis in charge here. Chelsea's bench has got likes of Reece James, Nkunku, Colwill, Sancho. There's not a lot on their bench, to be honest. Striker-wise, there really isn't. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. You're all very welcome on here. Daily content as well. Betis are leading 1-0 here at the moment. Deservedly so. Definitely been the better side. They've actually had less possession and less shots. Oh no, they've had 5 shots to 2. But Chelsea are doing nothing with that possession at the moment. Here's Madueke. 21,000 watching this as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Goldio says, Chelsea are shit. How did they get Champions League? Also, do you remember Woodstock 99 and the drama it caused? Great artists, though, like James Brown. Apparently there's a documentary about it. I don't really remember it. William says, you missed Ian J. White's super chat. I might not have missed it, mate. I might not have read it because I don't want to read it. Sorry if you already mentioned it, though. Thoughts on result, says Henry. I think Chelsea will win. I'd be very surprised if Chelsea don't win. Delap deal is off, Mark. I don't think it is. AMR, the Panther. I really don't. I stand by what was told weeks ago and what was told 2 days ago. Wilcox is obsessed and thinks he's beaten Chelsea. So till I see him holding up a Chelsea shirt, I don't believe it. I do feel there are many underrated managers and overrated ones. Imagine Betis, Palace or Brentford manager with Guardiola's finance. Bryce Jones says, old style in Chicago, get a Malor with it. It's called a Chicago handshake. And MC Bink says, do you think Chelsea United should sign? Yeah, I ain't reading that. I give you so many compliments on here on the United stand, yet I just found out you blocked me on the United stand. Well, it wouldn't have been me, Daniel. Ask for a Medella, says Eric. Here we go. Enzo, bit of space to run into. Cross is good. No, it's not. "28 minutes. They're going to have to change a little bit. How deep should we look into United's score, says Henny. As deep? How deep is your love? No, I mean, I don't know what we're doing there, really. I really don't. I think, look, there's many. I've questioned United a lot over the years, and I don't think we've ever been in a position that where we're as banterful as we are here. Lovely run into the box, cut back, corner. I really fear next season is worse for United, says Mabeen. You look like the Millwall fan, says the 1080p. Hey Mark, heard 2 more kitchen staff will be fired now that we lost in Malaysia. The club is just a ledger now. Cheers, love the show, says Omka. Chelsea without a reliable number 9, shock, says Corbin. Thoughts on not playing player that got you to final, says Wheelbarrow. William says you missed it when you went to the final. I can't find it, William. Oh, cleared away. Chalobah. Oh, look at that recovery pace. I think it's Anthony. They've got a bit of a break, though, Chelsea. But Betis, look at the work rate of Betis players to get back. Any chance you and Will ever do the podcast again? Love all the work, mates, says Jordan. I think we tried to keep it going. It was, it was a weird one for me because I've stopped doing things and parted ways with people over the years for good reasons. But this was just a weird one, I think losing the space with the bar was just a setback, and I don't think we ever really recovered from it. And remember, at one time, we were doing that twice a week as well. I mean, I don't know how I was finding the time. Interesting cross to the back post. Madueke's there. Good tackle. Fairway 5 says, except for Kane, have you noticed the England 11 who played in the Euros final have all had mediocre seasons? Shows you what too much football does, says Fairway 5. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. Palmer, Foden, Mainu, John Stones, I presume. Get Miller Lite. Closest thing to UK beer because it tastes terrible. Just my opinion. Didn't really like the beer when I was in London. This is Irish Ryan. Do you still think Chelsea are unlikable moaners? Says Tappin. I don't remember even saying that. I've got no. They might have been playing Man United at the time. I don't really have a massive problem with Chelsea. Look. Realistically, I've said it about Chelsea a lot. I just don't understand it, and I think sometimes when you're observing from the outside in, I just don't understand why Chelsea were buying all these centre-backs and midfielders for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 million pounds, and nobody went, hey, Todd, should have got Josh. Hey, Todd, I love MLB, and I think we should get a striker. Why? What is this madness? Well, they're the people who score the goals. It's a bit like hitting the home runs, you know? The striker's the guy who hits the home runs. Get me one of those strickers. No, strikers. Yeah, get me one of those and get me a Snicker. That's, you can't blame Todd Bowley. He probably doesn't understand football. But somebody should have been saying to him, get me a striker. It's just crazy. And look, it's been going on for so long. It must be infuriating. You do need a goalkeeper as well. But if you bought the goalkeeper before the striker, you'd still be in the same position. I'm sure you'd rather have the striker before the goalkeeper. And they won't do it. What do you think of Newcastle signing Pedro, Mbeumo, Guehi and Garcia? Would they challenge for the Prem? I'd love to see Newcastle get that money in, DK, because I think they struggle, don't they? But I don't know whether they can do it. I think Newcastle still have the same problem as Villa. They're still not completely FFP compliant because their revenues aren't big enough, are they? I saw you at Tesco this morning wearing a cap, walking Jed the dog, eating bangers and mash, says Parker. 1 Inch Wonder says, I love it when Bruno goes really deep. Okay. Okay. Any chance of you going back on the fill-in, says Archie? I don't know. As soon as anyone says that to me, I instantly get tired. It's like traumatic stress. It was just I loved doing it, but it took half of my Monday every week, and that was the problem with it. Took the travel, then you sit and have a good chat before and afterwards, and I just don't have that. If I was less busy, I'd definitely do it, but for me it's just like I've got my own things to do, and I love doing it, but it just takes up too much of my time. Newcastle have the same problem as every club apart from City, says Robbo. Yeah. I used to love doing the stuff with Paul Ince, John O'Neill. Yeah, I did try and speak to him about doing it again, but he wanted too much money, I think. No, he didn't. I'm only joking. I don't know what he went and got the Reading job, didn't he? And then I don't know what he does now. Cleveland Steamer. No, I know that's not a drink, 1080p, because I know straight away it's not. Good to know I'm the only one who becomes Irish when trying to do an American accent, says HC. Swami says, our fan base needs a Saw Gerrera. If it has to be me, so be it. Jide says, what happened to the bar? Interesting. If anyone wants to buy the Goldbridge Arms, it's in storage and it can be constructed in no time. £5,000 to the nearest offer. It costs £8,000 to make. So if anyone wants it, it's a collector's item. I mean, it's not really. You could just burn it down. Chelsea been really flat here. Really flat. Nicholas Jackson's just been completely out of the game. A lot of people still talking about Delap. I've not heard anything other than Ben Jacobs. I don't think it's over yet. Here they go down the wing again. I mean, I actually think Betis might be pushing for deserving to be 2-0 up. Fabrizio Romano, Rashford remains very keen on the Barcelona project. There are positive feelings on his side. What do you think about the Champions League final being played at the stadium of the previous winner of the competition, says Liquid? What if the previous winner of the competition is in the final? Where is the final this year? Is it in Munich? What does a successful season look like for Amorim next year, says Random Madness? What, a genuine successful season for Man United? Well, should we go through the teams? Successful season for Arsenal is winning the league. Successful season for Liverpool is winning the league. Successful season for Chelsea is top 4 again. Successful season for Man United would be top 5. Chelsea with half a chance, but it's been cleared. Well, I'll tell you what Chelsea need to do. Put more crosses into the box. Why not Zoom it? You and Will were great, as Elizabeth White. Because once you've had steak, it's hard to have beans on toast. Like, we had a bloody studio where it was brilliant. I'm not going, and Will wasn't happy to do it either, going back to doing bloody stream Zoom podcasts. Can we please get an Anana review video, says SK. That's a good idea, actually. The Beast says, I worry that United will panic by someone like João Felix, who will clearly be option C or D. If we can't get Delap, would you look at Jimenez from Milan? He's only just gone there, the Beast. That's not going to happen, is it? Yeah, it's not going to happen, that. The thing is, if you don't get option A, any club, if you don't get option A, then... and then you don't get option B... the scary thing is, if you don't get option C, you suddenly become very panicky. And you become more desperate, and you start, there you go, Wednesday the 13th of August, Super Cup, PSG or Inter against Spurs. I might just watch that just to make myself feel better. But yeah, and then everyone knows you're desperate. I don't know why Chelsea are going for Delap. I mean, we must have some Chelsea fans in here. Are you happy that you're going for Delap? Oh, referee's not happy about this. Free kick to Betis. This half's gone very quick. Kartik says you should continue Goldbridge Saves Football with Rio now that he's not with BT anymore. Rio wouldn't dare do any content with me. And that's not me being arrogant. He wouldn't. He's always bottled it. I don't think I'd even want to do content with him anyway. I think he's a bit of a prat when it comes to football opinion. But I would never say no to something like that. Because I know a lot of people would want to watch it. But I think he's going to end up going to the States. I think he's left BT to go to the States. So, I don't know if we've got any Americans watching, but I think you might be getting a little bit more of Rio. Dreadnought says, half serious question, what do you make of the new Women's Europa Cup format? I don't know what it is. Good cross. Jorgensen palms at it. Oh, good block. Good block. Chelsea survive to live another day. And that goes out for a throw-in. Jimenez at Milan would be perfect for us, says him. Don't know how credible, Mark, but Football Insiders. Man United accept Manu offer after Amorim approval. Oh, I've never heard that bottle-fed red. What breed is your dog, says Jason. I've got a few breeds, actually. The one that ran off was a Jack Russell. Little shit. None is so infuriating. Hoping we sell him if Maresca can't adapt during the game. We can't compete in the Champions League. Why we started a weak team, I don't know, says Matthew Lunn. That's a lovely ball. Oh, keeper's done a great job there. That was a lovely ball into Enzo. But the keeper's done so well. It is Adrian of Liverpool and West Ham fame. Isn't it? He wants the Chelsea players to leave him alone. I mean, this was a good ball by Madueke. It's a great ball by Madueke. I actually think Enzo's messed up a little bit, to be fair. Why didn't Colwell start, says Fennick? I don't know. A few people are talking about that. Max says we're going for 2 strikers, Delap, Ekatike or Gyökeres. Do United get a bonus if Anthony wins this, says Darryl? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it'd be worth more money. Here he is. He's done well up against Cucurella. It's a good battle, that, Cucurella and Anthony. Oh, that's a mistake. Chelsea could counter here, but it's a good tackle. I feel like this game's going to open up a bit. I think Cole Palmer's got to exert his authority on this. He's such a talent. I know he's not had the best season for Chelsea, but he's still very, very capable. Good ball to the back post, Neto, and that's cleared away. Wirtz to Liverpool, flop or not? I think it's a very good signing. I don't think you can be critical of it, really. If you are watching, please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're trying to get up to 338,000 tonight. So thanks everyone who's tuning in. Very welcome on That's Football. Of course, we've got the Champions League final watch-along on Saturday to complete this season of watch-alongs. But we've got daily content for you throughout the summer anyway. Lots of transfer news. I think this summer transfer window is going to be very interesting. Liverpool have started it off brilliantly with the moves they've made, but I think everybody needs to react and will react. When the best team in the league is making signings like they're making, you've got to react. Owners of football clubs, you've got to react. If you don't, you're just basically handing them another title, aren't you? But I think, you know, Chelsea with Todd Boehly in charge, Champions League football, Club World Cup, they're gonna make moves. I was going to ask that, by the way, and I know Chelsea fans at the moment will probably be thinking more about the second half of this game. But I look at this Chelsea side, and they look tired. They do. They look tired. They look like a team. This Club World Cup, the concept of it, I think it's got its heart in the right place, but it's completely badly timed and it's got the wrong teams in it. Like, you can't have a Club World Cup that doesn't have Barcelona, Napoli. I mean, we haven't got the Spanish champions, we haven't got the Italian champions, we haven't got the English champions. We haven't even got the English top 2. So the concept of the Club World Cup doesn't necessarily work, although I like the idea of it. But also, look at the teams that are going to play in it. I think Chelsea look whacked. Man City look whacked. And I look at this Chelsea side. They've got to basically go and play potentially 7 competitive games in the next month. I mean, that's a tough Premier League month, 7 games. It's a lot of games to play, isn't it? Are you doing any watch-alongs for the Women's Euros, says Joel? I think this will answer the question. When is it? Pellegrini looks like Audrey Roberts, says Jason Marsh. If you know, you know. I used to fancy Audrey Roberts in Coronation Street. Not when she was in Coronation Street. She used to be in Rent-A-Ghost in the 80s. And it wasn't sexual because I was only about 6. I remember having crushes on women when I was like at primary school. I don't think it was like that. I just think it was like, oh, can't remember Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi. Oh, I don't know what thoughts I was having as a 9-year-old, but let's just say I'd like to have gone out with her and had a milkshake. I'll tell you what, when I was 18, there would have been milkshaking, but it wouldn't have been a milk. Anyway, look, what I'm saying is, surely it wasn't weird. I had a girlfriend when I was 8. She was 32. Nah, I'm joking. She was 8. I don't like talking about having girlfriends when I was like primary school because although you say they were 9, people go, oh, nonce. No, I was 9 as well. You know. I think my first snog with a girl was when I was about 10 behind the sheds at Colston Bassett Primary School. Some people are at it at 7. What about these people who get pregnant at 11? God, it's crazy. Anyway, we digress. It's 1-0 at half-time. You don't get this on Match of the Day. It's 1-0 at half-time, and it's 1-0 to Betis. They've played really, really well, I've got to say. They've played really, really well. Chelsea fans will be despairing. It's the same old story. They just can't... What's the word? They just can't... They're not a goal-scoring threat, are they? That's the problem with Chelsea. They're not a goal-scoring threat. And yet, they scored 64 goals this season. They scored more goals than... well, they're only 4 goals off Newcastle. They're only 5 goals off Arsenal. I mean, 64 goals ain't that bad. Brentford scored 66 and they scored loads, but I don't know what it is about Chelsea. I see them as a team with a good defence and they don't score many goals, but yeah, they need a striker. They need a striker. With that midfield and that defence and the wingers they've got, if you put a 20, 30 goal a season striker up front for Chelsea, they're sorted. They're sorted. Scored a lot of goals in the first half of the season, said someone in the chat there. If Betis were willing to trade Isco for Anthony, are you taking up United as another number 10, says Key? He's very good. He's a very good player. United should sign this Anthony guy, says CF26. Andre Gomez says, I just read the Delap story. What are we going to do now? Will we get a new striker? Is it going to be Jonathan David? I wanted Delap, says Andre. I think I'll do a quick video on Delap after this show, actually, just to give you... Because obviously we've had inside information weeks ago that Man United were really confident that we were going to get him. So I think we just need to have a little bit of an update on that. Why would Barca want Rashford? I actually nearly fell backwards then. I was leaning backwards and I was actually going to go. It was idiotic. Genuinely, why would Barca want Rashford, says Chris. Prediction for the Champions League final. PSG fan here, says Valentine. Well, I think PSG probably are favourites, but they're also... against Inter, who people keep writing off. I mean, they knocked Barcelona out at the end of the day. Just a big shout out to our sponsors, by the way. This is a fantastic bit of kit. We're sponsored by Turtle Beach, and this is the Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max. You can be gaming away. The comfort on these ears are amazing, and that's even with glasses. You can't even feel it. You can switch between being on your PC and on your laptop with the click of a button. It's absolutely brilliant, this headset. Check it out at turtlebeach.com and use the code Goldbridge and you'll get 10% off. You can scan the QR code or you can go through the link in the description. Fantastic bit of kit. Really does feel top dollar. And obviously it's wireless as well with a massive, massive battery life of, is it 80 hours? 80 hours. I haven't even thought about charging it yet. Check it out. Links in the description there. Let me just catch up with these super chats that we've had. Very grateful for those as well. Will Chelsea be investigated in years to come, says Henny. Fat Boy Slim or DJ Khaled, says Goldio. And do United get a bonus if Anthony wins? I don't know about that. Will Chelsea be investigated? Look, I was talking about this earlier. In relation to Manchester City, if they get found not guilty, everybody who talks about FFP is a prat. I'm a prat. I'm a prat. You're a prat. He's a prat. We're all prats. We'd be absolute. Man City will be geniuses. If Man City get away with it, and I say get away with it, get found not guilty, basically that means FFP rules for the last decade were wrong. And every club could effectively sue the Premier League for adhering to it. So I think we need to be very careful about will Chelsea get done in the future, because if Man City get found not guilty, then FFP never meant anything. I'm really liking these. I tell you what, I'll bloody love it if we beat them. I will love it. I will love it if we beat them. I will love it if we beat them. Because we're still fighting for this title. We're still fighting for this title. They've still got to go to Leeds. And, in my book, you don't disrespect a professional like Stuart Pearce. When he said that, he went down in my estimation. Because we're still fighting here. We're still fighting for this title. And you know what? I will love it. I will love it if we beat them. Brilliant. Keegan Bridge. Check it out. It was a very good interview. Do you think United's name is enough to attract players, says Henny? I don't know anymore. I think the evidence is stacking up that Scott McTominay, Anthony, Marcus Rashford, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, there's just so much evidence of players leaving Man United and becoming good. So Garnacho's about to be sold as a 20-year-old. He was meant to be the next big thing. I'm looking at Man United if I'm maybe Liam Delap or somebody who's in my early 20s, and I'm going, do I go to Man United because it's Man United? Or do I look at it and go, I go to Man United, the pressure is ridiculous, the club is a mess, I waste 2 years of my career, I basically get called a flop, the club does really, really bad, and at 24, I leave, I go to Everton, I do really well again, and I've lost 2 years of my career. Look at what's happened with people like McTominay and Anthony. Look at the fact that Garnacho was the next big thing and he's being kicked out at 20. Maybe, I never thought we'd say this, but I always think Man United's going to be a big draw, and look at what's happened with Cunha. But it doesn't mean it's as big a draw as it always was. I think some people might start looking at it and going, if I've got other options, I might take another option, Why don't we go after Victor Boniface at Leverkusen, says Yusuf. Do you think, a good question by Henny, will the podcast be back in the future, says Mr. Wars? Never say never. The Glazers are different owners in the NFL, says Gregory. Yeah, because they like NFL. They don't like football. Football's money to them. I think they actually like the Tampa Bay, don't they? Can you get me unblocked from United Stand, says Ethan. I had said some stupid stuff in 2021. I think we're going to do an amnesty on blocking on the United Stand, actually, because there's probably a lot of people who deserve a second chance. I fancied Betty from the Flintstones, says Jason. It is 5-9, so I can say this. A mate of mine I used to know in Dublin, I haven't spoken to him for years, it wasn't for this. One night we were out, right, and we were all quite drunk in a bar. And people were just saying controversial things. Nothing like you get locked up for. And it was Kev, you're right. And the same guy who said sometimes him and his mates at the weekend put a porno on to get in the mood. Well, on this occasion, he said, I really, really get turned on by Marge Simpson. And sometimes I'm quite good at art. I draw erotic pictures of Homer doing it from behind. And then I knock one out. Filth. Absolute filth. And the thing is, realistically, is it any different to a magazine looking at someone getting done from behind and knocking one out? But the way they explained it, it just felt really strange that you're good at art. So he basically mastered drawing Homer and Marge shagging and had loads of pictures that he kept under his bed, apparently. And I think the fact that he drew them made it more cringe. If he just said, I like magazines of, men and women, whatever, But the fact that he drew the pictures just made it a little bit. I just made my excuses and left. And then everybody else did. And then we met in another pub. And he thought everyone had gone home. And we just spent the rest of the night going, that's just... I don't know whether we should call the police about that. It's just a bit weird. Although some people would say it's very cost effective if you can draw your own porn. You know, you don't need to go and buy it. It's got a talent. Who do you think we get up front if the lap goes to Chelsea, says Cobby. Or Kobe. I don't know. I'd like to think United panic and go to Gyökeres and give him stupid money. Because that's what they should be doing in the bloody first place. But I guarantee they won't. Why don't we go for Alfie Doughty of Luton? He's fell off, hasn't he, Con? There's this exciting young striker at Al Nazir, says GGMU. Is his name Cristiano? How do we sign players to improve from this point, says Henny. When is the Carlos versus Mark fight coming, says Liam. Would you take Isco at United, says Kylo. Would I take Isco at United? I'd take Kylie Minogue at United in the number 10 at the moment. I mean, we're just... I love it when people say, would you take a good player at Man United at the moment? Nah, forget it. We're doing all right. We're absolutely fine. Would you take a great player at Man United, Mark? No, we don't need... Let me just think about it. Would you take this good player at Man United? Ooh, I don't know. You're twisting my arm a little bit here. I mean, is there a good player we wouldn't take at Man United at the moment? Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much from Ethan. Yeah, Jason, you started that off fancying Betty from the Flintstones. Was she the redhead or was she the one who was married to Barney Rubble? Wilma was married to Fred. Yeah, Betty was the one with the dark hair. Would you take Isco at United? Just asked her that, Kyle. Good question. Good question. Once they switched to Maresca ball, they stopped scoring goals, says Shinsi. Let's wake the chat up, please. Sanchez versus Onana, says Theodore. I will do that for you, as it's a super chat. Thank you, pal. Either or. Sanchez or Onana. Or Onana or Sanchez. Let's do it in alphabetical order. Thank you very much for your super chats, by the way. Really appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the channel and share the video. We've got 22,000 watching a Europa Conference League final. Well done, everybody. Champions League final on Saturday night as well. Who do you think we get up front if the lap goes to Chelsea? We've done that one from Cobby. Appreciate that. Do you think James Trafford would be good for United, says Joel? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think we need a goalkeeper, but then choosing that goalkeeper is what's the money? Will we get a goalkeeper? I think if you go into next season, look, Man United played a friendly today, and we lost 1-0. But even at 0-0, there was a shot that was straight at Onana, and he palms it like sort of straight towards the penalty spot. He's just got no angle in his wrist at all. When it's a shot, he's got no concept that. He's one of them people who thinks if he saves it, his job's done. But at the top level, it's not just saving it. It's about how you move your wrists to palm it away from danger. So I know it's not hammering him out, but who do you take instead of him, says Jahik. I've got no idea, mate. Got to have a Danny Welbeck return, says Grave. I might have a glass tomorrow night, actually. Do you see Ronaldo buying United in the future? Him, Tom Brady, Usain Bolt and Beckham all together, says Matthew. Will we ever get a Goldbridge versus Ginge watch-along, says Connor. We were talking at Baller League, and look, it's down to them, but I was saying, he was saying it, I was saying it. We need a Goldbridge team in the Baller League because it needs a bit of spice. Imagine it would have been great as well, because I don't like Lineker, so I'd have been right in his face. What? Why do you want to deport Rio? Hey, what are you trying to deport Rio for? What's he done to you? Hey? I'd have been absolutely going mad. Who do you think we get up front? If I've done that one from Cobby. Something's gone wrong with my chat here. Let me get it back. There we go. Just turn it on and off. Players coming out for the second half. Betis deserve to be winning here. Look at that. They're showing it on a big screen in the Betis Stadium as well. What an atmosphere. You can't beat Spanish football at this time. You can't beat Spain at this time of year. Reece James coming on. Nice to see him staying fit. I'd take Mateta in a heartbeat, says Sultan. The stats favour... I mean, I wouldn't mind Mateta at Man United now. It'd be better than... Arguably, I'd prefer him to Delap, but he's more expensive. Chelsea, see what you can do. O2. See what you can do. Chelsea used to be sponsored by O2, didn't they? O2, see what you can do. I'd rather... Let them rest for pity's sake. I'd rather John O'Shea in goal, to be fair, says grumpy old hecklers. The stats favour Rafinha, the trophies point to Dembele, and the eye test highlights Lamine Yamal, who really deserves the Ballon d'Or, says Rex. I'm not really interested in the Ballon d'Or. I don't think there's a real standout. After Onana, Sanchez do Madueke versus Garnacho, says Goldio. I think with Madueke, he's capable of moments, but he's a typical winger, you know. It's that inconsistency of winger, isn't it? Yeah, I call it the Ashley Young effect. It's like on their day they can be amazing, but they can be really unconvincing. Kyle says, had to send it twice. Cheers. Nigel says, back in my high school, I knew a guy who used to draw Kim Impossible R-rated pics and sell them for £2 a piece. He used to make good money, says Nigel. There was a guy in my school who was really good at art, but all he used to draw was like guns and shooting people, and it was gruesome. I often wonder what became of him. If United miss out on Delap, you know where they go, and it's called Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, if they go there, then we're getting relegated. Right, come on, ref. Let's start the second half. Hi, Mark. Thoughts on Jude Bellingham? Jude Bellingham is a pro footballer, and would you like him at United? Just curious. Keep up the great work, Wesley. I've got to be honest. I don't know everything, and that's why I love having these communities. I don't know everything, and I don't really know a lot about Jude Bellingham. But what I will say is this not an example again of why? And it really annoys me when teams get promoted and sell their best players. Like, but didn't Burnley do it and Sheffield United did it? Like, what's the point in getting promoted and selling your best player? So I think Jude Bellingham's going to Germany, isn't he? And it's like, so you get promoted and then you sell your best player. You've got next to no chance of staying up anyway, and now you've sold your best players. It's crazy to me. Sanchez has beaten Onana 73%. Why is he not playing in the final? Is it a cup thing? Thanks everybody who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Here's Neto. I thought he was going to try and claim a penalty there. Swag says, Job is one of their best players, but he's also extremely mediocre. Haven't they got, what's his name? I don't know whether he actually plays as much. Chris somebody. Is it Rig? I don't watch Championship football, so I can't. What would you do if you were Betis? Keep attacking. Yeah, I think the worst thing you can do against Chelsea is sit back, because they have got the ability to score from crosses. So I think Chelsea are a good team as soon as they get in your penalty box, and that was nearly a great cross by Reece James, actually. Maresca out. They bring on board Johnny Sins, says Louis Cameron. Joe Bellingham is a B-Tech John McGinn, says Kyle. AGB, thank you very much for your super chat. Sanchez or Onana. So we're picking the worst Man United signing in the last 10 years. Brother Mark, says V. How's the health doing, Mark? Says Jacobs. Don't normally get asked that. Yeah, feeling good actually. I think I had a good year last year. Got really fit, sort of over the summer. Was playing some football games actually. It was about this time last year when I played at Anfield. I've never felt so fit. And then I sort of picked up a couple of injuries, and I think over Christmas I let myself go a little bit around healthy eating, and then into the new year I never really picked it up again. But I think in the last sort of month I sort of have. So yeah, you're never going to get that minute back, are you? But how boring was that? God. Anyway, you did ask. Honest opinion on Leeds, says AJB. That's a foul for Betis. I don't know. Look, my honest opinion is that the 3 teams that come up will go straight back down, because I just haven't seen a team come into the Premier League and look like they're going to get 40 points. So Spurs got 38. I think that you've got to be looking to get 40 points to stay up. And that always used to be the case. Nice ball here. Here's Nicholas Jackson. He's on his own. He lays it back. That's terrible. I think you've got to be looking to get 40 points. That's always been the traditional way. So 40 points is effectively, what? 11 wins and 9 draws? Or 12 wins and 4 draws? That's a lot. I just think it's really difficult for the newly promoted teams to come in and nail that many wins, because the Premier League's so competitive. Where do you get these wins? All right, you might beat Sunderland and Sheffield United, so that's 4 wins. But they're not that much worse than you either, so you might not get 4 wins. Where are you going to get the other 8 wins from? You know, Brentford, Bournemouth, Wolves, Everton. It's really difficult, and I think that when I predict that Leeds and Sheffield United and Sunderland go down, I'm not doing it to take the piss. I'm doing it because I know the league, and it's really difficult to see where they're going to get those 40 points from, unless they're going to spend money. If you're going to spend money, you could, if Leeds go and get a few good players in, you could look at it and go, oh, I can see them staying up. That's the only thing I can think of, really. Daniel says Jetsons or the Flintstones. I think I preferred the Flintstones, actually, Daniel. Were they not part of the same franchise? I think Chris Rigg would be a good signing for the Blues, says Goldio. Mitesh says Glazers love money but spent $1 billion badly. With competent staff and smarter signings like Liverpool and City, we would have spent and won major trophies and made more money. Liverpool and City made more money than us in the last 5 years. Lily Phillips Watchalong, says Callum. Whatever you want to do with your evening, that's up to you. Do you think Anthony deserves another chance, says Rick? I think it's a stupid point, without calling you stupid, because we don't use wingers, so Anthony wouldn't work in our system. Okay. I'm going to have to sit down a bit. I've been stood up for too long. What's your opinion on Wolves? Well, talking about the podcast, Will did say at the start of the season, Wolves as an outsider for relegation. And at Christmas, he was very smug. And that's not because he got a PS5. It's because Wolves weren't doing very well. But Wolves were never going down for me. I think they were too good a team. And this is the great thing about people when they say, would Anthony come back? These players don't want to come back. I don't think Anthony wants to come back. I don't think Sancho wants to come back. I don't think Rashford wants to come back. I don't think McTominay would want to come back. People talk about them. Oh, we made a mistake. Bring them back. It's so arrogant. Daniel says Mark Goldbridge or Wahlberg. Mark Goldbridge versus Mark Wahlberg. Football me. Boxing. I've seen the fighter. I reckon over 10 rounds, he would... I've got to be honest and say I think he probably would win. He's got more experience and he's got more power. But I think it would be points over 10 rounds. And I think he knows that. I've seen his Instagrams. He's one of those... He's like Gary Neville, isn't he? He's up at 4 o'clock in the morning doing weights. Goes to bed at like 9 o'clock at night. Imagine that. Imagine going to bed before your kids. Oh. Staffy says, I am Mark. I aspire to be a man like you. Do you think Ineos spend well? They never overpay, says Henny. I don't think. Don't try and say anything positive about Ineos. I'm disappointed with Chelsea tonight. I think they've really struggled to get hold of a game, and it surprises me because United against Sociedad and Bilbao, we were always pretty much in control, and we're shit. Arsenal, Real Madrid, I thought Arsenal did a very good job against them. But Chelsea have just really... I mean, Betis have had a good season. But I just think Chelsea have really struggled here. Maybe it's a mentality thing. Maybe they just come into it and they're like, the big thing for us was winning again. Look, I think it's a good explanation. Maybe Chelsea, the big thing was beating Forest on Sunday. Sometimes it's hard to do 2 in a row, isn't it? And maybe mentally that was the big game for them. Oh, Jackson's gone down here. I don't think it's a penalty. Maresca's going mad about it, but Cucurella's in there. I don't think it'll be a penalty. But if he did punch them, it will be. Oh, red yellow card here, Badashiel. Couple of players down. Chelsea having a look at the replay that we haven't been shown because it's head injuries. Here we go. Madueke with the cross. Don't think it's a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty. It's brave by Jackson. Nah. No. Defender heads it first. Never a penalty, says Daz. Yeah, he's not given a penalty either. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Slovenian Don says, how much do you think getting a child changed you? Well, it definitely changed me for the first 2 weeks. It was like being hit in the stomach with a sledgehammer. I just was like, I'm never going to get a night's sleep properly again. I'll never be able to watch my TV series again. It's a game changer in relation to responsibility. Oh, good block. Another corner for Chelsea. David says, debate Gary Neville or Ty. I'd like to debate Gary Neville. I've already debated Ty. We did it outside the Emirates, and he thinks the Invincibles are better than the 99 treble winning team. Yeah. You just have to just keep repeating yourself and hope it'll get through, and if it doesn't, you just say, should we go and have a pint? He'll always be goated, Ty, for the time when he got off the bus like a footballer and was waving at everyone. I haven't seen him in ages, actually. I really liked him and Claude. Rest in peace. Ty's not dead. Obviously, Claude passed. But I really liked those two. Genuine people. Some people you see on these cameras and they're not what they're like, but they were genuine. What you see is what you get with those two. Anthony, what's that? Would love to see Isco in the Premier League. What a player, says Luke. 1213. Would you rather drink Huel or date Lily Phillips, says Evan. I think I'd rather drink Huel, actually. I've never tasted Huel, but I'd take the risk. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I'm happily married, but if I was single, what would you do on a date with Lily Phillips? I mean, because I tell you what, we're definitely not doing anything like that. Shagging her, you'd disappear. It'd be like going up bloody, like being in space in the Millennium Falcon and going in a black hole. You'd never come back. Your whole body would go in. I'm drowning. Yeah, does not appeal to me. Wouldn't appeal to me. Fabrizio Romano, update on the lap. We should have never let Greenwood go, says Christopher. Yeah, but that completely and utterly underestimates what had happened if they'd kept him. I'm not saying you're not wrong to have that opinion, but you can't just say we shouldn't have done it. You know what would have happened. The protests, everything, it would have been horrible. Would Asian All-Stars win the Conference League? They wouldn't win the conference. Man United just shit, mate. Sancho's coming on. This is the time. This is the time, mate. You could come on and not get sent back to Man United. Would you rather fight a... Yeah, I'm not reading that out, Kings. Doesn't make any sense. Sancho versus Anthony. Imagine if Anthony... I nearly broke my fucking finger then, idiot. I had my finger in a ring and I was swinging it round, but it's a big ring and it's very hard. It nearly broke. Look, it's that ring on that. Swinging it around and I let it go and it took my finger back. Yeah, the Freedom Fighters coming on. Sort the shoelace on the shelf. All right. They're not. I don't know where the other trainer is actually. I actually haven't got. I think the other trainer is in Manchester, so I could never wear those trainers. Interesting story. I think, is that Colwill and Sancho coming on? I think it is. He's got big headphones on behind him, look. Bloody hell, mate. You want to get a pair of these Turtle Beach ones on? You seen the one behind him? He looks like he's landing an aeroplane. Get a pair of them on, mate. They're a lot better. Don't forget, you can get 10% off with turtlebeach.com using the code Goldbridge. Get a pair of these. They're absolutely banging. If you're into your gaming, get a pair of these. Actually, I feel like I could go to sleep in them. They're just like, they're quite relaxing. One of my favourite guilty pleasures playing a game, I started doing it like 2 years ago, and I'm going to admit it. I like doing flight simulators. I saw it on this country, and you can basically fly a plane from like London to Sydney, and I'll do work and I'll have it flying there as well. Do you think it's a bit sad? And I will do announcements. I'm not saying gay men. I didn't say if you like gay men. Gaming. Gaming. One of these. Not a bloody vibrator and gay men. It's one of these and gaming. Gaming. Some people in the chat keep thinking I'm saying if you like gay men. I'm not saying that. If you do, that's up to you. But I'm the only battery powered thing I'm talking about is PS5 Grand Theft Auto. Yours is like a vibrator and grand fist insertion or something. I don't know. It's getting on my nerves though because people keep saying it in the chat. It's just the way I talk. I'm not saying what they think I'm saying. I'm nothing against it, but I just don't want people to get the wrong idea. Yes, lads, UTV says, what have I joined here? You've joined the Europa Conference League final, and it's still 1-0 to Betis. They've been very defensive this half. Sancho, freedom fighter, loses the ball. Hi, Mark. Anything cool in the room no one has seen, says Staffy. I've got a lot of cool things in this room, actually. I'm just trying to think what I can get out. I'll have a look in a minute. I need to get some new balls. They're all out of date now. Real Betis are parking the bus in the second half, says Lara. My favourite destination in Flight Simulator is New York, says Carlo. Where's the Ten Hag book? I don't know where the Ten Hag book is. I'm glad there's not an Amrin book. That was a jinx. Have you done your Premier League team of the season yet, says Shane. I did it on... I've got it here. You can clip this up. This is my Premier League team of the season because me and Robbie were talking about it on his channel on Monday. So it does differentiate it with his. But my team of the season, my Premier League Mark Goldbridge team of the season is this. Goal for Chelsea. That was the biggest jinx ever. And it's Enzo Fernandez as well. 1-1. I told you, don't sit back against Chelsea. It's a good header. They're very good at these types of crosses that are sort of angled in. They scored a cross like this. He's going mad. Look at him. All right, mate, calm down. It's only the Conference League. I get the celebration, but you're meant to sort of like go, yes, get in, get in. You don't want to try and shag the advertising board. That's a little bit too far. 1-1. Good goal by Enzo. Who put the cross in? I think it might be Cole Palmer, you know. Yeah, Cole Palmer. Lovely cross. He's got a lovely cross on him, and it's a good header by Enzo Fernandez. He gets it. It's a lovely cross by Cole Palmer. That cross is delightful. And then the header's really good. He gets it down low as well. Lovely cross. Could be heading for extra time. Has Anthony been cooking, says Brooke. No, not really. He's not really been in it this game. Have you played Snooker Blitz on PS5, says Jason? No. I can see Chelsea winning this now, but they look a little bit lost, Betis. Could have been 2-0 up in the first half, but second half, it's not been so good. I've got this orange here that I've not eaten. Is it too late to have an orange at 9:30? I think it's too late. Save it for tomorrow. Samarito says, random question, but those panels behind you, where'd you get them from and how much were they? Oh, I got them from Wood Up. And they were quite expensive because they're acoustic. They were about, I can't remember how much they were actually. I'd say they cost me a few hundred, I think. Liam Delap has chosen Chelsea via Talk Sport, says Jevan. I don't think he has. I think that's an old story from an hour ago where he's favouring Chelsea apparently, but they're not going to get the exclusive on that. Should be 1-1 here. It is 1-1. Right, let's get it right this time. I can't be winding Chelsea fans up again. Oh, not that. I fancy Chelsea to win this in normal time now. Betis have been really Struggling. Second half. There we go. 1-1. That's done. That is 1-1. Oh, can you do your team of the season? I will do it now. Chelsea will probably score again. So, my Premier League team of the season, Mark Goldbridge style, is Sells of Nottingham Forest in goal. Munoz as right back from Crystal Palace. Saliba and Van Dijk as centre-backs, Arsenal and Liverpool. Kirkez, Bournemouth, left-back. Midfield 3, McAllister, Liverpool. Declan Rice, Arsenal. And Cunha, Wolves. And then my front 3, Mo Salah, Liverpool, Isak, Newcastle, and then Burmo of Brentford. And if you argue with that, you're a prat. That pretty much is the best. Chelsea are all over them at the moment. Cole Palmer should be passing and does. Is that snooker blitz any good then, Jason Marsh? Can we get a bedroom tour, says Swish? I've never even done a bloody setup tour, and you want to go to the bedroom? Can we go on a date first? Yeah, Betis's mistake here is 2-2. Cole Palmer's turned this game on its head. Absolutely turned this game on its head. He has. Well, top class creativity. Yeah, look, both goals are Cole Palmer. He's made them both. I know the goal scorers are Enzo and I think it was Jackson who scored that. I didn't even see who scored it, but Cole Palmer, I can't believe people say, oh, he's had a crap season, he's fell off. I mean, this has just been his final. Creativity-wise, absolutely incredible. And he's going nowhere there. He's going absolutely nowhere. And he sent the defender back to Spain and put a lovely cross in. Again, watch this. He's going nowhere. Brilliant. Right foot, left foot as well. Right foot on that one, left foot on the other one. Bit of a claim for a handball. I don't think there is one. No, it goes off his chest. Oh, I thought he headed it. It goes in off his chest. No, definitely not a handball. Wow, I fancied Chelsea to win it in normal time. 20 minutes to go. 2-1. I've got to change the score again. There we go. Look at his hair. It's like candy floss. Rubble. Did you see that Sky Sports have ended Ref Watch, says Danielius? I'm a little bit worried about what Sky Sports might have planned next year. I just think some of the shit they put on already look, I'm apparently an influencer, so you know I'm taking the piss out of myself here. But I just think we're going to see more and more YouTubers on Sky, and I think, oh God. All they've got going for them is they've got the Premier League TV rights. I'd love to be I'd love to be in charge of I'd love to be in charge of football programming at Sky, because I would get it back, and it wouldn't involve influencers. It wouldn't involve me. I know exactly what it needs. Just lost its way. Ref Watch though? To be honest with you, Ref Watch was a bit crap. Ref Watch was a bit crap. I mean, Dermot Gallagher going, at the end of the day, I know it's a red card, but it's Christmas. Let's give him a Christmas card and just have peace around the world at the end of the day. Real Betis, more like fake Betis, says Justin. Brilliant. Did you miss the gender reveal party is on for Betis, says Mohammed. It's funny because it's good. It is actually very good. I wish I said candy floss. That's better. That is really good. Because people will think you're being against gender, but actually you're not. You're just saying gender reveal. Brilliant. Unless the baby comes out and doesn't identify as a man or a woman, which probably is going to happen at some point, even though a baby wouldn't have the IQ to do that. Have you ever been to a shoe shop in real life, says David. I was playing that the other day. I was playing that yesterday. I only figured out yesterday on that game that you can actually go into like a Walmart and rob it. No way my goat is going to choke a final, says JE. Hasn't had a good game. Can I? Can I? Good lad says, you're bad luck on Anthony. Yeah, well, look, I've got a right to watch this game as much as anybody else, but he's been like the Anthony of Man United, which I know he hasn't been like that. I want Sancho to score now, because then he can go to stay at Chelsea. We need Baddiel and Skinner fancy football back. Richard Osman as the new Stato, says Crying Scotsman. Oh, what a show. What a show. I could do that, though. That could have been me and Will. Calm down, lads. Anthony hat-trick incoming, says Carlo. Take back what I said. Anthony can kick rocks, says Connor. Can you recreate My Eyes Are Bleached, please, says Staffy. Yeah, it needs to be a moment for me to do it. Dev says that was a clear handball on Jackson. It definitely wasn't. Definitely chest. Why would Delap pick United over Chelsea in the Champions League, says Robin. $25,000 watching. Legends, thank you very much for tuning in. I am on the United stand very briefly after this, just to give an update on the Delap story. The Neville and Goldbridge show has a good ring to it, says Samarito. You never know, one day. Never say never in this game. Waiting for Anthony to put a 2-footed tackle in on Sancho and both be out for 6 months. That was from Crazy, not me. Why do you think Cole Palmer has a haircut like that? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people have a haircut like that. Anthony. Wasn't a bad attempt at a cross. Give it him back. Corner. Oh, here we go. This could be 2, 3. Nicholas, oh my God. He's terrible. He's so bad. God. Jackson really is crap, isn't he? He is really bad. I mean, that is why Chelsea need a striker. I mean, even the goal he scored was an accident. He should have said sorry. He tried to head it and it hit his chest and went in. He's just ran through one-on-one and overhit his own touch. Yeah. He's crap. Oh, Anthony's fell over now. Yeah, but look, in fairness to him, he scored the goal that's going to win you the game potentially, and they are looking for a striker. So as a second striker, he's probably a good option, you know. I wouldn't. I don't. To be fair, I don't think he's useless. Cole Palmer's just got booked for kicking the ball away. Should have been 3-1. He's injured as well now. He's injured himself running through one-on-one. Watch this. I mean, really, this was going to be a sweaty goal. Just lay it into Sancho. Oh, it's terrible. Has he pulled his hamstring doing it? Yeah, he might not be selling him in the summer. Were they like it? Were they looking to sell him in the summer? The big one says, the first in line to fight Gorilla or last in line to have Lily Phillips after 1,000 people. First option's the only right one. Love the channel. Kenneth says, why would someone put a carpet sample on their head? I don't know who Phil is, the older Liverpool fan H. Who's had a better season, Spurs or Chelsea? Chelsea. Chelsea. They finished in the top 4. Legit. And they've got a trophy. I know what I said in my previous Super Chat was obvious, says Mitesh, but I am extremely frustrated with Jim, the Glazers, and then prima donna League One players. Ten minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. I can't see Betis getting back into this. If you want my feedback, Betis, brilliant in the first half. Needed to get the second goal. Game probably would have been done. What did you do? You sat back. You sat back and, you know, worst thing you can do when you're on top is give the momentum back for free. And that's basically what they did. But it's been a game of two halves. Chelsea been the more dominant team. Lo Celso, remember him? I do, actually. About 10 minutes left. I just don't think Betis look like they've got anything here. Might be. I was just trying to see there what like were they going to take Cole Palmer off? I don't think they are. 30 goals and assists by Palmer. Clown saying he's finished, says Vivek. I think he's a fantastic player. Obviously, I think last season was a better season. But here's Sancho. Goal! Keep him at Chelsea. Keep him at Chelsea. Goal. Keep him at Chelsea. Great goal, Sancho. Keep him. Game over, 83 minutes. Hopefully, You can't get rid of him when he scores a goal like that in a final. I mean, it's such a great goal. This is probably the best goal I've ever seen. And I saw Van Basten live on the telly in '88. I've seen worldies. That goal to me is probably the best goal I've ever seen. If Chelsea were to let Sancho go, it would be criminal. It would be criminal to let the freedom fighter go when he scores a goal like this. I mean, literally, he gets it in the box, he cuts inside and he shoots and he scores. It's amazing. It's such an amazing goal. Keep him. Definitely worth 25 million. It's cheap at 25 million. You wouldn't, I mean, they're thinking of paying Man United 5 million to take him back. Stupid. You're crazy. Keep him at Chelsea. It's a worldie. It's absolutely amazing. You can't imagine how stupid Chelsea would be to pay 5 million to get rid of a guy who's just scored a worldie like that. It would be madness. You've got to keep him. Like Ian says, it's the second coming of Gandhi. You'd be mad to send him back. It's an insane goal. I mean, the chat's just going mad. It's a crazy goal. It's absolutely world class. Yeah, just you can't send him back. Look how happy he is. I reckon he's got Puskas Award. Puskas Award, that. Yeah. Ballon d'Or. You can't send back the Ballon d'Or nominee and Puskas nominee for 5 million. What idiot does that? Poor old Betis. Poor old Betis, my arse. It's 3-1. They could have been 2-0 up at half time. It's a game of two halves. It's 90 minutes, not 45 minutes. Oh, penalty. He'll give that. No, he won't. Oh, I thought he would. European referee. I thought he might. It would have been very soft. Question 1, easy. Says Pirates of the Penronium. Name the common English saying, a bird with one hand is better than three. I don't know what that is. Nobel Peace Prize 2 for his work for freedom, says David. Great point. Great point. Well, we've got 5 minutes here, Betis. 5 minutes to get back into it. And they won't. Yeah, I'm on the United stand straight after this because I've got to do a bit of a Delap update because obviously we had the story on the United stand that he was United's priority. So where are we at with that? Some interesting updates coming in tonight. And we need to front up to that. But yeah, Chelsea, look, I fancied them to win. And win they will. But there's something about Chelsea, like I will praise Chelsea in this sense. There's something about Chelsea that is very get the job done. When they played against us 2 weeks ago, I felt a little bit robbed, but they deserve to win. They've got a very good midfield. They've got Cole Palmer. Their defence is pretty good. They stay in games and then they'll always score a goal. And I think that's the thing I would say about Chelsea. So if they can get a top striker and a goalkeeper, then I don't think they're anywhere near the Arsenal or Liverpool level yet. But they are a very interesting side and prospect, Chelsea. And the money they're going to get from being in the Club World Cup and the Champions League as well makes them very interesting to see what they're going to do in the market, is what I'm trying to say. Here's Anthony. It's all kicking off with Enzo. Don't get a ban. Don't get a ban. Don't throw fists. Do not get a ban. Bloody Enzo again. Stay away. We might have sold Sancho here. Do not get a ban. I don't even know what happened, to be fair. Yellow card for Anthony. Are they going to show a replay? It's a little, just a bit of South American fire, I think. They're still at it. They're still at it. God knows what they're saying to each other. It could be all sorts. Your mum likes cock. I would not be surprised. The mind boggles what they could be saying to each other there. I mean, you just do not know. ACH says, I love your transfer videos. We'll have another one up for you tomorrow. Looking forward to those. I'm enjoying doing it, actually. Forgot we did them last year. I have really enjoyed it. I love the fact that it gets called the Liverpool channel, because virtually there's at least 2 a week about Liverpool, but it will change. It's just because Liverpool are doing business. Ekatike, we were talking about this morning to Liverpool, but then I heard about Chelsea, but then we've got an update on Delap, which we're going to talk about on the United stand, so I'm not sure Ekatike is going to Chelsea, but they'd probably go for 2 strikers, though. Five minutes added on. Anthony, don't turn up for the Prem side. United is not the issue, says HR, please. Chelsea could get 4 here. Enzo, Casido. Goal! 4! I told you. I should be a bloody mathematician. 4-1. Casido, Betis, battered like a fish. They've been shit second half. They really have. Dewsbury Hall. Forgot about him. He has played a lot in the Conference League, though, hasn't he? Yeah, Anthony will be crying. He's an emotional guy. But, look, to be honest with you, I said at the start of the half, I've been very disappointed with Chelsea. When you think about La Liga, I feel that the Premier League has had the number of La Liga this season. Seen it with United, who are dreadful against Bilbao and Sociedad. We saw it with Arsenal and Real Madrid. I really thought Chelsea would be able to stamp their authority on Betis. And in the first half, they struggled. But in the second half, they've really turned the screw. And it's, you know what? This has happened a lot in Europe this season. And I think it needs to be mentioned. The amount of times I saw United do it, and we're not even that good. The last 20 minutes of games, the Premier League intensity and fitness really does come to the fore. And we've seen it here with Chelsea. They've just been relentlessly stronger and fitter than Betis. And I think this is something that the purists don't want to talk about because they don't want to give the Premier League credit. But I've definitely seen it with Man United, and I think Spurs fans would agree, and maybe Chelsea fans would agree in the Conference League. You really do see in the second half of these European ties the intensity and fitness of the Premier League teams coming through. Maybe not as much in the Champions League because you're talking like the top echelon. But certainly in the Europa League, Man United and Spurs more or less breezed through to the final. So we've certainly seen it here in the second half as well. And also the subs make a difference as well. I think the quality that Chelsea have on the bench comparable to them has been an issue. But look, I don't feel bad for Betis. I think they had a chance at half-time to be 2-0 up. They played well in the first half. But second half, you can't argue with this. There's not been any luck. Cole Palmer took the game away from them. And Sancho and Casido have killed it, really. Totally deserved the win, Chelsea. Bilal is back again. I think De Ligt is a good player, says Shriman. Undeserving knobheads winning it, says Copenhagen. It's the Conference League. It's the Conference League. Are you going to watch them lift the trophy? I can't watch them lift the trophy because I've got to go and do a show on United Stand. So I can't go and watch them win the trophy. But I think that's a bit too far. I never ever thought I'd do a Conference League final watch-along. So for me, I didn't do West Ham, did I? I never thought I would do a Champions a final. So well done to Chelsea. I must say that, but I've got to go to the United Stand and do the video over there, where you can join me. I'll still keep it on. I'll tell you what, I can watch them lift the trophy on the United Stand. There we go. But look, I think this is the conclusion of the Premier League season, really, isn't it? With Chelsea, there's no other Premier League game in Europe or anything like that. So, yeah, fair play to Chelsea. I think most of us said if Chelsea, you can't bet on Delap's next club anymore, says Robert McCormack. Mate, I said, well, I'll talk about it on the United Stand. I said I'd be stunned, knowing what I know. I'd be stunned, and questions need to be asked, but we'll talk about it. Gandhi had Sancho posters in his bedroom, says Red Devil. Question 2. Who had the most assists in the 1990s World Cup? Gascoigne or Maradona? I'd say Maradona. I don't think England's... I'm trying to think of the goals. Mark Wright, David Platt, Lineker. Oh, I might be Gaza, actually. Might be Gaza. Final whistle. Chelsea have won the Conference League. I needed water. I'm going to cough. There can't be any arguments with that. They've won 4-1. There's no controversial refereeing decisions. It was a game of two halves, but Chelsea deserved to win it. Well done. Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to get over to the United Stand because I've got to do this Delap story, which does actually involve Chelsea. So if you are a Chelsea fan here or a non-Chelsea fan here, you might want to watch what we're going to say about that because we have a bit of insider stuff as well. So we're going over to the United Stand just to cover that now. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget the Turtle Beach headsets. 10% off with the code Goldbridge. Go to turtlebeach.com and get one of these bad boys or girls. Whatever you want to call it. But links in the description. Check that out, and I'll see you on the United Stand in a couple of minutes. Thanks for watching, everyone. Legends. And don't forget, we've got the Champions League on Saturday night.